Welcome everyone to HueFin News. Today is February the 6th, 2019. This is the home of the 2-minute price prediction, as well as give you all the news according to the charts. We're going to talk about gaming stocks got hurt, got a beating today in the market after two gaming companies released their earnings for the last quarter of 2018, and quite naturally it wasn't good, which sent both of those stocks tanking to the downside. We're going to look at the price chart as well to see how far these gaming stocks are going to go. Okay, we're definitely are not done with seeing lower prices for these stocks that we're about to look at today. It's going to be Electronic Arts, Take-Two Interactive, and then Activision Blizzard. Okay, even though Activision does not release its earnings until next week, it still got hit today in the market. Okay, so before I get started in that analysis today, make sure that you all go ahead and subscribe to this channel, because we are giving you all the news according to the charts before the market actually trades in that particular direction. We are giving you our predictive analysis the uncomplicated way. We're not trying to sell you nothing expensive. We're not trying to confuse you with a lot of indicators on our charts. We're simply here giving you all the news according to the charts. So make sure that you all go ahead and subscribe, like, and share these videos to make sure that we get this content far and wide, because we are definitely doing something unique in this space. Now, let's go ahead and get started. Now, this article from CNBC was uploaded today in the market early in the morning, written by Sarah Salinas, and it is talking about EA Sports, or EA, Electronic Arts. Okay, they cited in their earnings release today of major intense competition going on in the gaming industry, and we're going to go ahead and talk about that momentarily. Take-Two also has reported quarterly earnings today, this morning. Both companies are keeping an eye on threats from free-to-play games like Fortnite. Who would have thought that free games would be a hindrance to those that are in the business to make a profit? Fortnite has been a huge conglomerate recently into the gaming industry, and by it being free, it allows those who are not able to purchase a lot of these other games that EA and Take-Two has to still enjoy themselves for free. Video game stocks got hurt today, Wednesday, after two of the top companies in the space reported quarterly earnings. Shares of EA tanked 13% today, a day after the company cited intense competition, in quotations, in the space as contributing to a revenue miss for its fiscal third quarter of 2019. Take-Two Interactive as well reported quarterly earnings today, this morning, and it fell nearly 14% in early trading. The reports appear to drag Activision Blizzard down as well. The company doesn't report its quarterly earnings until next week, but anyway, the stock still fell 10%. A lot of the gaming companies are seeing a particular threat from free-to-play games like the wildly popular Fortnite. There is one of the CEOs, the CEO for Take-Two, is trying to insinuate that they're not being hindered by these free-to-play games. But if you look right here at this highlighted portion where the mouse is at, Wilson says, and as our competitors continue to build momentum, whether that was Fortnite or Red Dead Redemption 2 or Call of Duty, we continue to stall from where we need to be. So he acknowledges the fact that yes, it's hurting us with this competition that's entering the gaming space, and in fact it has hurt that company into making or hitting or missing their revenue. Now, this is what the CEO for Take-Two said: "We are not seeing any competitive headwinds at all, as long as we deliver quality." Now, either he is being blindsided or he is definitely out of tune with what is going on in that space. Or maybe they have a small footprint to where they're not being hindered to a lot of this competition that is coming to the market, to where people are just not interested in the games that are for sale. Okay. We will definitely check out his price chart, or the price chart of Take-Two, to see whether or not there are in fact some headwinds that is impeding that particular stock from moving higher, and that is going to be Take-Two. It's going to be the second one that we're going to look at in our analysis once we look at the price chart. Okay. Zelnick said the company admires big hits. He's talking about Fortnite out of other companies, but he isn't concerned about the new free-to-play threats. Now, any company, okay, in any market is always concerned about the competition. That's why I'm not sure if CNBC is trying to sway our opinions about what we read, but every company is always on the guard with what their opponents are doing. So if he really said that he admires the big hits, then that simply means that he's watching Fortnite. Now, he may not be concerned about Fortnite right now, but as a continuation of new games come out that are free to play, definitely he's going to be a little bit more worried than he is today. Okay, so I just want to put that in your mind, that CEOs are always on guard to old threats as well as new threats that come into the market, i.e. Fortnite. Okay, so definitely don't get it twisted that he definitely is paying attention to Fortnite. So let's go ahead and look at these price charts for EA, Take-Two, and then Activision Blizzard. And again, by the market action today, it is not looking good for any of these three stocks. Okay, so the first one is going to be EA. Take a look at EA on the monthly price chart. You guys can see here that this stock was not even able to break above this ascension line that we have drawn on our chart. The market tried, but that $90 price is still a resistance area. And for us to close down on this current monthly bar, toes below the bar, continues to insinuate that $90 is a very strong area of resistance. Now, I want you all to keep your eyes open on that $70 price, or even $60 if the gaming industry continues to get hit in the market. Now, let's go ahead and look at it on the weekly chart for EA. The weekly chart for EA, again, continues to show you that the market is overly weak. We are seeing a lot of volume today for that weekly bar. And given the width of it, it continues to show us that weakness is still in store. Granted, we still have, 2 days in this week before this weekly bar completes. But nevertheless, there's still some downward potential to go. Okay, so still expecting Electronic Arts to continue to move to the downside. I have already identified $70, maybe right here towards this low, right there around $74 could be a support area once again. But considering the amount of volume, considering the width of the bar on that weekly bar, we have a lot lower to move to the downside. So I am expecting Electronic Arts to continue to move lower. My first support area is going to be in or around that $70 price. And ultimately, you might hit that $60 area, because that's a very strong support area in the market for Electronic Arts. But nevertheless, the market action for today continues to reflect the fact that these three stocks are still in weakness. So I'm still expecting the market in EA to continue to move lower. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Take-Two. Take-Two has been holding a consolidation for the most part. It hasn't been in a downward trajectory as EA was, but nevertheless, I went ahead and highlighted a very crucial support area in Take-Two, and the market for the monthly bar is breaking to the downside of it. Once you look at Take-Two on the weekly chart, you still see here that the market is breaking below a crucial area of support. We're hitting a support area right now. It's a very minor area of support, albeit it is a support area. But just like with EA, the market for Take-Two is giving us a very widespread bar. That tells us that the market is going to continue to move to the downside. So I'm looking for Take-Two to continue to move to the downside. A nice support area is right there around $80. But if the overall market or some other economic headwinds come into this financial space, then Take-Two can come all the way down to $70. Okay. But what has occurred today in the market for Take-Two is a definite change in tone. This just confirms the fact that the market is weak in Take-Two and that we're looking for this particular stock to move to the downside as well. Now, let's go ahead and look at Activision. Okay, Activision does not report its earnings until next week. You can see right here, the 12th of February 2019. And even Activision is not able to break above this ascension line that insinuates that the market is still maintaining its strength. So even though the S&P 500, the Dow, the NASDAQ have came back into areas of consolidation, the gaming industry is not participating. So it is being an outlier in the market, and all that continues to symbolize that the gaming industry is weak. Okay. The market today for all three of these stocks continue to reflect that fact as well. Even though Activision did not report earnings today, it still shows us that the gaming industry is relatively weak. Okay, looking here at Activision on the weekly chart, it still shows us that we got some downward pressure to go. $40, even $35 will be support areas that I will be paying attention to. I'm just not seeing any interest in any of these three stocks moving to the upside. Okay, today was just a confirmation that we got lower prices to go through. So still expect the market in these three gaming companies to continue to move to the downside. So that is our analysis for today. We just want to go ahead and give you an update on what the gaming industry looks like right now. We're not seeing any strength coming to the market. We're still seeing indication that these stocks have some forward downward movement to go. So that is what the price chart is relaying to us. And it even acknowledges some of the comments from the article to the left of the screen that the competition from these free-to-play games are definitely hindering the value of these stocks. So it is literally in conjunction with what the article is stating, even though Take-Two's CEOs is not seeing any competition headwinds coming right now. So that is our analysis. Make sure y'all maintain your profitability. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe before you go. Hit that bell notification so you all become notified, and like and share this content as well, because we're giving you something very unique. Make sure y'all maintain your profitability. I will talk to you all later.